Good morning. Welcome to another installment of Torah Delights podcast brought to you. We're quoting, as always, well, not as always, but this time from parsha for Melech Biedman on Parshas Vayetze. I hope you're well, and I hope you'll enjoy what I've got to say. It's a few short ideas, but I think they make very pertinent points. States in this week's pasuk, Parshas Perek Chavtes, pasuk Lamed Beis to Lamed Dalet. So we have the names. So we have the Amos have started to give birth, and they call the names. Vayikra Shmo Reuven. So the first child is called Reuven. Ki Ra Hashem Oni Yavani Ishi. Then Shimon, she calls him Shimon. Every child has a relevance of why that name was called. I was hated. Levi Hapam Levi Ishi Eli. So the Kedushas Levi, the Helike B'Ditchva, Zechus Yogan Aleinu, says, Shekar Lahem B'Shem Saloli. Why did Leah call these names of these children? Lahoires Kisha'ovet HaYehudi Zemanisha Inu Senua. When a person passes through hard times, which unfortunately everyone does, of times of poverty or hatred, whatever it is, difficult times. Yoda v'yamen, he should know and he should believe. Ki roa Hashem v'shlom Hashem. Ki roa Hashem, Hashem sees and Hashem hears. Chol ha'sha'ov olav. Everything that happens to him, miyad Hashem ba'olov, is from Hashem. It happens to him. V'usoifa mabit b'savkov, and Hashem sees his pain. Or leb'soif yikayim simchani kimois inisoni. In the end, it may be difficult at the beginning, but it's the end result, and this is the acknowledgement of the calling these names. So he says, even if someone causes someone pain or someone causes someone hardship or something, you should know that that person who's caused him discomfort or pain is only shluch d'Ramon. Everything is b'dei shemayim. Everything that happens is b'dei shemayim. It happens for a reason, and this was what indicated by calling these names that this idea. And we see this brought out in this week's Sedra. It says that that what happens, that everyone knows the story. The Yaakov Avinu works for 7 years, thinking he's going to get Rachel. That's the one he wanted to marry. And what happens in the morning? And he wakes up and he finds that he's actually married to Leah. And he's quite disappointed. But what does the pasuk say? Lo kosav v'yicha af Yaakov. The pasuk doesn't say in this circumstance that yicha af Yaakov, that Yaakov was angry. Ella v'yoyme elovan loma risoni. He says v'yoyme elo. He goes to loma risoni. Why did you cheat me? V'yidu she'omra. And we know that the lashon of omra, when he says v'yoyme is lashon of omra, the lashon raka is the lashon, a tender lashon. Kamisha shoyles re'eyu madi. Like he's asking, he's not the same strength as Vayicha of anger. So he says that Yaakov realized that why did he use a lot? Why did he use Lashon Vayicha Afa? And he obviously was upset because he'd worked. But it says the pasuk describes him as V'yomelav. He speaks to Lavan, and it's Lomeris when he has a conversation instead of an angry conversation. So why does he do that? Shelo Lavan, he understood Shelo Lavan ha'oymid lefano machnas letachas rachon. It wasn't Lavan, maybe physically it was Lavan, but it was a gezerim in Hashemayim. It was from it was Hashem's will that should happen that way. Ela Kodesh Baruch b'chvod b'atzmo oisazos. And I understood that Hashem himself he did this. And he understood that if it's happened in this way, there must be a reason for it, and only good will come out in the future. And what happens in the end of the Sedra? So the whole story happens is that Rachel hands over to Leah the Simonim, and so she shouldn't come embarrassed. And then the end of the pasuk says, or the pasuk Peklam pasuk Chabez v'yizkay elakim es Rachel v'yiftach es Rachamov. Why? She wasn't. She physically she couldn't have children. V'yizkay es Rachamov and zechus of giving over to avoiding her sister getting embarrassed. Hashem Yiskay is Yiskay Elakim is Rachel v'yiftes Rachamov. Gam Tamadam is Chus Avtacha v'Shovu Banan L'Gvola v'Nimsish Ein Kam Kol Siba Lichas Lavan. He understood that he maybe didn't know the reason why, but he understood there must be a reason. And we see Nimsa She'ein Kan Kol Sibul. Therefore, he understood that there's no reason to be angry with Lavan. Shahara Kirim Esonim Mekayim Lavan Shlichosay Meisakol. But through his cheating, Lavan was Mekayim the Shlichus of Hashem, Lehetiv Imel Ezarachav, to do good to him. And that's Taka afterwards. And that's Chos. Rachel had her two sons. But without that, she may not have had those two sons, and that's chus. And he understood. He didn't maybe know at the time what the chus would be, but he understood that it was a chus. This is a madrega of Yaakov Avinu. It's a grace of tzaddik, and this is something we have to, not easy thing to do, but something we have to try and learn from. And we see a similar idea. The Sfas Emes brings down. It says Vayetze Yaakov, and Vayetze Yaakov is on his way out. He's escaping from his brother Lavan. So it says, the Medrash says that he doesn't say the Yoretz, he doesn't say he ran out. So we understand the Chum, the Shalva Nefesh, he went with, again, it was a Gzes Mokum, it happened like this. He understood the Yetzer goes out, this is how it's supposed to be, go out, doesn't run out. B'havtocha, he goes with Holach b'shalva nefesh b'mansinus b'betocha. He goes out with calmness and in trust. But he had trust in his Creator that this was the way to go. He understood that nothing would happen to him if not from Hashem, and this has happened from him, and this is the right way, and he's not going to run out. He'll go out, but Messinas he'll go out in slow and calm and in a measured way. That's one idea. The next idea I want to bring is about Vayigel es Ha'evan. Yaakov leaves, and he has these 12 stones around him, and everyone knows the famous Rashi. Evan Gedola. Sorry. This is about the stone, but I'll come to that in a minute. The stone is the vort. The stone is later on. I have jumped the gun. Sorry, this is also about the stone, but it's a different stone. This is the stone up here, but sorry. So this is Chavtes. Basically, Yaakov comes along and he comes to Lavan and he sees this big stone on this well, and he says, "Evan gadol up here and v'hishkas atzoin l'chura'u." And he comes along and he sees and he says to the farmers, he says to them, "What are you doing, lads? Ladding around. Why aren't you feeding the sheep? Why aren't you giving them to drink?" So they answer back, we can't able, it's a bit too big for us. We can't manage it until all the other shepherds come, then we can roll it off together. So there's a famous kasha, he asks, didn't Yaakov see this as a big stone? It's Madua Omar Lahem Hishkut Soin L'Churu. Why did he say to him? You can see there weren't that many in numbers, and why did he say to him, go and give the water to the sheep? Didn't he see that it was a big stone that they probably couldn't manage it themselves? So explains the Imre Emes. Shekeshra Yaakov Avinu Esoraim Yoshim Nesad Habe'eh Be'efes Mas. When he saw them sitting around, he said to them, he said, "Yes, I understand that it may be a bit too heavy for you, but to sit around and do nothing also isn't an option. I understand it's heavy. Reishis dova, this is you say, Reishis dova ala odam lenasais. The first thing a person has to do is try. Even if it looks like it's impossible, it's hard to do, he must try. But Ozyeh Hashem Ezra, and then Hashem will help him. To do nothing isn't an option. Make a try. You may not work, Hashem may not work, at least try. That's the shtadas a person does. Also, Yaakov Ba'atzman. That's what Yaakov did himself. Even though he knew this is a pretty big stone, he hasn't got the kayachas. It's a mutal olav. He did what he could, Nisas koiche min hashemayim is rosu lahoridis even ka'odam amav pocket gabehem achobis. He did his ishtadlus, and Hashem helped him, and he was able to flick off the like a cork off a barrel, a cover of a barrel of wine. Mekan meidor rabbi lo raisa chol oimed b'shara torah avodah la'olam le'yom eig b'cheich las. This is a big lesson. A person says, I can't learn, I can koiches, I haven't got this, I can't do this, mitzvah. Rak yinases koiche. He should try, make an effort. The yasis a muscle of what he can do. And the fact Hashem will help him. We've had this idea before. Hashem doesn't look at the end result, he looks at the effort put in. This is always say the difference between secular studies and Jewish studies and Hebrew studies and Torah studies is it's not with secular studies. If you go into an exam and you get the pass mark, you'll pass. The fact that you've tried hard and you didn't pass, you didn't write the answers, doesn't hold much sway. But with Jewish studies, with Torah learning, it's the effort put in. Even if a person learns a pasuk and he doesn't understand it, half understands it, the fact is he's put in an effort, and that effort is rewarded, and that's the difference. And this is the next bit I wanted to say. The last what I want to say about the stones is he says that this it continues from this idea of the skar of Hashem. And the main thing is the person should try to come close to Hashem. So we see this idea with the stones. So Yaakov he took from the stones, and they began to, and he laid down to have a rest, and they began to argue with each other. Each one said, I want the head of the tzaddik, Omar alinich tzaddik es roshei. So what did Hashem do? Hashem made into one stone. So we have a kasha. We know a klala of the Kodesh Baruch Nisim l'tzorich. We know that Hashem doesn't do Nisim which aren't needed. Why did Hashem change Metzias Olam to when a stone is a hard thing and Metzias it doesn't change its teva, it doesn't change into a malleable thing. And here we see Hashem made this nace that all these stones came together as one. Why would these stones zoicha that they should have this big nace done to them? There isn't any tachlis, any purpose to make. Okay, they were arguing to make them happy that they should have a side, but it doesn't seem to be a bigger reason than that. The reason it was done is to tell us a klal. Kama godol koyach harotzen. How great is the koyach harotzen? Is the will of a person. If a person wants something, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisai ba'adad lahashem l'slein. Hashem will help him complete what he wants. Afila avonim, and that's this idea what we said before. And even stones, this achdu l'mlos l'slein. Stones, they all wanted to join together that they should have the yich tzaddik ahead of the tzaddik. Then the even stones will come together because they had to show the rotzen. And if already said koshke misha liba kosher, someone whose heart is like a stone. If he wants to come close to Hashem, Hashem will help him. He said this stone that's koyach of hatashuk of rotzen. We see the shtoikikus of a person who wants to do something. If he wants enough, he will get to do it. I wish you a lovely Shabbos and take care, and please pass on to your friends. Thank you.